Tonight, a teenager is sent to hospital after a hit and run in Paradise. That story, and
bridges are burning between the town of Victoria and its volunteer fire department. Today, the fire chief staged a walkout alongside 20 of its volunteer fire crews in the midst of wildfire season. I'll have more coming up.
It's an absolute honor to be able to memorialize this area in this way for those who have given so much and continue to serve our country and our province.
Well, a different kind of memorial in CBS. A new crosswalk pays tribute to veterans.
This is CBC Here and Now.
Good evening and welcome to Here and Now. We begin tonight in the town of Paradise. A teenage boy was sent to hospital after being hit by a vehicle on Lanark Drive. Around 1:30 a.m. Monday, the RNC received a report of a motor vehicle collision. The driver fled the scene before the police arrived. The 17-year-old boy sustained minor injuries and has since been released from hospital. Police are now looking for any footage between Tudor Avenue and Archibald Drive between 1 and 1:30 a.m. yesterday. In other news, volunteer firefighters in Victoria are butting heads with the town council over fallout from this spring's wildfire in Adams Cove, and it led to a fiery confrontation this afternoon. The CBC's Jenna Head was there.
A wildfire that struck too close to home in Victoria is sparking conflict between the town's municipal council and the volunteer fire department. Today, a bunch of volunteer firefighters walked off the job with the fire chief leading the charge. Former Chief Justin Parsons resigned Tuesday afternoon because the town wanted an apology after they say Parsons broke and replaced a lock on his replica fire hall museum.
They're coming after me with this new letter based on false accusations with no evidence. This is one of the saddest days of my life. Standing up here today and to have to do this. We need you guys to tell them to stop with their negativity, to stop with this condescending tones and talking down to us like we're a bunch of babies.
The town's mayor is concerned about the situation and considers the town's residents at risk. Parsons says other towns will step up to respond to incidents if they arise in Victoria. He alleges that Victoria mistreats its local firefighters, and he wants them to apologize to him. But it seems apologies won't cut it on either side.
The two hardest words in the world to say is I'm sorry.
Why? And to admit that he broke in.
He did break the law.
He did it.
Residents of Victoria aren't impressed either. They're split on whether they believe Parsons had the key to the Heritage Building. They're also questioning both his actions and the town's decisions.
Bullies! Bullies! You've been nothing but bullies.
No, we're not bullies.
Son.
No, we're not bullies.
No.
90% of every one of them.
As a resident of Vic, don't you shush me.
You're the bully right now. I'm trying to speak. I'm the mayor now.
Why is the council denying support of an essential emergency service but fully supporting the Heritage Society's feelings?
The Heritage Society.
Up to
So
Heritage.
she can have something to say.
There's no fireman got a key to any building down there.
The fire chief of this town, we just had big fires down the shore. We see what could happen. He was trying to be proactive, go down the shore, go down and check this for a certain pump, and unfortunately he broke the law. And now we're into letters and apologies and break and enters, and I mean, this has gone way, like this is an abuse of power in my opinion.
We as a community should be working together. Our town council should be supporting everything in this town, especially our fire department.
Dooley told reporters there are no fire departments available to respond to any incidents that may arise, but Carbonear's fire department told CBC they would respond to fires in Victoria. Jenna Head, CBC News, Victoria.
Well, Expo Labrador is underway in Happy Valley Goose Bay. The Economic Development Conference kicked off with a speech from the Premier. The CBC's Reagan Burden has more.
Expo Labrador kicked off with a strong start, bringing together businesses and stakeholders to talk about developments and major projects in the region. And a big crowd showed up for keynote speaker Premier John Hogan.
As Minister Dempster referred to, it's hard to believe it's only 6 months ago we witnessed the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between Newfoundland and Labrador and Quebec to terminate and replace that old 1969 Upper Churchill contract. And we know that the MOU truly has transformational, generational powers. It means thousands of jobs in Labrador, billions in economic benefits, and considerable economic opportunities for Indigenous peoples.
Hogan's comments on developing Gull Island and what that means for projects in Labrador were met with positive feedback from industry reps in the room.
I think Labrador is you know, we're ready for further development, but one of the big things, of course, and I'm glad he referred to it, is the availability of hydropower, especially for Labrador West, is something that we really need in order for us, like Decorah and IOC and others, to grow the industry and expand.
Comments about Gull Island development and all the projects that's coming from that, you know, extra power for mine development in Labrador. I think it was all very positive. There was no real commitment, but at least we're moving in the right direction.
And as Expo Labrador continues, Gull Island will continue to be top of mind for many. But that's something that was expected from the folks organizing Expo Labrador.
The announcement of the MOU between Newfoundland and Labrador Hydro and Hydro-Quebec. So a lot of new companies are registered as well as some returning. So we always like to see those returning, but new companies mean that there's even more interest in opportunities in Labrador. So we're really excited about that. It's been a busy day so far, and we're looking forward to the next 2 days as well.
From panels and trade shows to talks from the president and CEO of both NL Hydro and Hydro-Quebec, the buzz at Expo Labrador is sure to continue over the next 2 days. Reagan Burden, CBC News, Happy Valley Goose Bay.
Well, the province gave an update on its poverty reduction plan today and announced some key income support changes that will take effect in September.
One is about increasing monthly supports for people on income support to qualify. I improved housing benefits. We have a back-to-school $100 program for people on income support and increased access to vision care. So that's our 4 main points today.
And the back-to-school program really hits a special place with us. Just as our organization has run single parents back-to-school program for many, many years, it's a cost and a stress that if you don't know about it, you're very privileged. September tends to be an incredibly stressful time for single-parent families, so this support in August is going to be a game changer.
Well, the Progressive Conservatives criticized the announcement. The opposition leader says it doesn't go far enough.
We all welcome additional monies being given out to people with income support, but what was announced today is not a strategy. And we didn't hear anything from this Liberal government that there is a strategy. What we hear is another series of announcements. And when I think back to where we were 10 years ago, we had a poverty reduction strategy that was considered one of the best in the country. And what we have seen under this Liberal government is actually, in last year, our poverty stats actually went up, not down.
Well, in other news, there's a unique new symbol of remembrance in Conception Bay South, and it's catching the attention of both pedestrians and motorists ahead of this year's July 1st Memorial Day ceremonies. Here now, Terry Roberts reports.
Crosswalks are meant to be attention getters, designed for safety, to help ensure harmony among motorists and pedestrians. But this one is different. 3 familiar words, lest we forget. The unmistakable silhouette of a soldier, head bowed, rifle in the at-ease position. This unique crosswalk art in Conception Bay South is attracting attention. It's located at the entrance to Branch 50 of the Royal Canadian Legion. Where else but on Legion Road? It was created last week by the town's Public Works Department. Special paint, red, white and black, amplifying an important message of remembrance.
It actually gives me chills to see how good this come out and the amount of people that showed support of this crosswalk and all that. It's amazing.
It's an absolute honor to be able to memorialize this area in this way for those who have given so much and continue to serve our country and our province.
This Legionnaire is dedicating his post-military life to supporting and honoring veterans. He was heartened and inspired last year when he saw a remembrance-themed crosswalk outside a Legion in Hamilton, Ontario. Last fall, Keeping pitched the idea of replicating such a crosswalk in Conception Bay South to municipal leaders.
Look, this was an easy decision. The answer was yes right away.
Keeping and his fellow Legionnaires actually have trouble driving over the crosswalk.
Honestly, don't even drive over it now. I actually come into other crosswalks.
This town is serious about remembrance. This is the Monument of Honor, located prominently in front of the town hall. Its centerpiece is the century-old Topsail cenotaph, featuring the names of locals who died at places like Beaumont Hamel. There are bronze statues, a wall of honor, military machines from more modern times. It's all dedicated to those who served and sacrificed in the armed forces and those who work as first responders. And as of Tuesday afternoon, there's one more symbol of gratitude. The town has since added a second Lest We Forget crosswalk right here at the entrance to Rideouts Road, reinforcing the importance of remembrance for those walking to Memorial Day ceremonies here on July 1st.
I hope we could actually see every town, every community that's got a Legion. I hope we could get it right across Canada.
Would you challenge other towns to meet what you're doing here?
I wouldn't challenge other towns, but I would say that they should give it a good look because it's just the right thing to do, isn't it?
Rain, snow, vehicle and foot traffic. It takes a toll on painted crosswalks. But this town leader says there's a plan to refresh this unique art annually.
It's just right any time to do something like this to honor those who have given so much, who continue to give so much. To me, it's a small gesture, but I think it'll mean so much because it is so visible.
It's amazing support that the town does for our Legion.
Terry Roberts, CBC News, Conception Bay South.
Danny Williams announced a land donation today and says it's all about climate change.
You know, we all have a collective obligation to protect this planet. I can't consider myself to be an extreme zealot on the one hand. However, I'm a realist, and we've got severe climate change issues here, and we have important climate change deniers like Trump, and the rest of us got to do what we can to try and combat the damage that people like him and others are doing.
Former Premier donated 75 hectares of land just north of St. Catharines to the Nature Conservancy of Canada. This land will expand the Salmonier River Nature Reserve. The environmental group approached Williams about the land last fall after discovering it was a unique habitat for at least 3 different types of rare lichens. Williams says he's happy to give them the land and he hopes it inspires others to think about climate change.
On climate change and the very serious problems that we have in this world right now, and every one of us can do something, if it's the tiniest thing, to make a contribution to making this better, because there is this denial which is ignoring it, is pushing the problem down the road, and we're seeing the wildfires here locally. We're seeing the temperatures in Toronto recently, 45, 46 degrees, and the humidity is, things are starting to get, I wouldn't say out of control, but they're starting to get very severe and serious. So anybody who can do anything out there, including us in different degrees, I think we should be proud to be able to make a contribution to keep this planet going.
Well, a little foggy out there today. We can see a shot of the Narrows at the moment, can barely see them. Things are going to continue to be foggy as we head through the night tonight. And a little bit of a warm-up on the way for some cases. Taking a look at the weather on the way headlines, we've certainly got some showers possible, along with some rain up across parts of Labrador. That humidity is going to return as we head through the day tomorrow, especially for central areas of the island and east, but it won't last very long. And then we've got a drop in temperatures coming quickly after that until we get to the weekend. Then things will rebound quite nicely in some cases. But yeah, a little bit of shower activity expected as well. I'll get into all of those details when I come back in a little later.
Well, a small group of protesters showed up at St. John City Hall today. They're upset about a plan to install a large LED-lit landmark sign in Bannerman Park. They say it doesn't belong in the picturesque area.
Well, we don't object to the sign itself. We strenuously object to the location. It's going to remove all of the peacefulness and serenity and glorious historic ambience of Bannerman Park. It will be an absolutely awful intrusion. And we hope City Hall listens to that today.
The fact that there was no consultation troubles me. You know, there are people who use the park, there are people who live near the park, there are people who care passionately about the park, and I'm one of them. And we knew nothing about it until VOCM Sir Roche broke the news. And that's when we decided that instead of wringing our hands, we were going to take some action. And we have written a letter to Mayor and Council letting them know how we feel. And today we are here because we know that they're having a meeting inside, and we are going to hopefully, we requested a meeting. We haven't been invited yet, but we're hoping they will reconsider. And I think there is time for them to do that, because I think this was a very spontaneous, ill-considered decision, which will damage one of our jewels.
Well, I understand the concern. I mean, everybody loves this city and loves Bannerman Park, loves our parks and trail systems. And when people see something that they're not pleased with, they have every right to let us know and come out, talk to us, and we have a need to listen to that. That's how we improve things. So I told them that we take their concerns into consideration. Council will make a decision on how we're going to proceed on this, and then we'll let them know. But I do know that we do need to do a bit more engagement on the sign, what the sign means, what the sign does for the city, why we're putting one up, regardless of the location that it may be put in.
We're here to represent our donors too, because the foundation raised $3 million to be matched by the city for historic restoration of the park, and they gave in good faith that their donations would enhance the historic nature of the park. And that was the status quo until just recently. Now this neon sign will completely disrupt the serenity and beauty and flow of the park. Well, Bannerman Park is one of the few pure 19th century models of a park in Canada. And its historic integrity is its essence. It's what makes it beautiful and comfortable, and the flow is lovely. And all of our signage from the donors that we had were done in keeping with the historic and subtle and discreet nature of the park, and that is threatened by this neon sign.
Many very generous donors, some of whom would have loved to have a more visible sign to recognize their contribution, but we kept them all in contexts, not only for them, but in respect for people who live in the area and the users of the park, very low-key and appropriate to the design of the park. And we had a strong mandate to do that, and we did it, and people did not complain about it. So, I'm asking the city basically to reconsider and to respect the ambiance in the park, the efforts and generosity of the people who have made it now what it is, and the people who live around it.
And also to respect the deluge of opposition that has been forthcoming from park users, from neighbors, from citizens about what a blemish this would be on the park. We're very optimistic that Council and the Mayor will listen to the outrage that's been pouring forth from the supporters of the park, and we hope our voices will be heard.
Why wasn't public consultation part of the process of deciding where the sign would go?
Now, to be perfectly honest, I didn't anticipate the reaction, but I understand it, and so we take it from there. I think one of the things that I've always prided ourselves on as a council is that we're willing to take feedback and to look at different ways to do things when there's feedback back for us, and that's something that I think it's good in a democracy. It's good that we're able to deal with those things and look for a solution that's better for everyone.
And the mayor did follow through on those words. Late this afternoon, the city announced this project will not proceed this year. It's hitting pause to review the feedback and consult with the public. Ashley, some cooler temperatures out there today, at least here in the east, and quite foggy there in the Narrows you showed us earlier.
Yeah, we got a little bit of a difference in the wind today, a little bit more onshore, or let's say southeasterly for parts of the eastern Avalon. So yeah, we're seeing some fog. Let's take a look at what's going on in the big picture. We've got an area of low pressure to the north, a couple of fronts associated with that, and another area of low pressure just south of the Avalon at the moment, and that's why we're seeing some of that onshore flow. But things are going to change as we head through tomorrow. We definitely have some cooler air today, but much milder air in behind this front here, especially back towards the Atlantic provinces where temperatures are in the upper 20s, low 30s. Not going to get that warm, but certainly going to see those temperatures in the upper 20s. Taking a look at what's going on right now, lots of cloud cover. Those showers, for the most part, have ended, but we're still looking at the potential for a few showers as we head through the night tonight, and those temperatures are generally sitting in the upper teens, low 20s. Still sitting around 14 degrees in St. John's, feeling a bit of that humidity move in, but really going to feel that as we head through tomorrow. Up across Labrador towards the coast anyway, your temperatures are only sitting in the single digits. No humidity for you, but Lab City at the moment sitting at about 19 degrees with that humidex feeling more like 20. So like I said, the muggy meter showing the potential for some muggy conditions through tomorrow. It's not going to last long. It will be relatively short-lived. And then by the time we get into Thursday and through the weekend, much more comfortable air, more dry air as we say goodbye to that. But also comes a big drop in temperatures. So taking a look at what's going to happen tonight, still looking at the potential for some showers and periods of rain up across most of Labrador as we head through the overnight. Generally cloudy across the island. Some shower chances certainly still there. Those of you in onshore flow along the south coast, even the Avalon, looking at some fog patches as we head through tonight as well. That fog spreading further inland. And then by the time we get into tomorrow morning, better chance of showers for the west coast of the island, and that will continue right across the board for those of you across Labrador. Now, temperature-wise, it's going to stay fairly mild for most of the island, between 10 to 15 degrees, even parts of central. Likely going to see your temperatures not dipping too much, about 18 degrees overnight tonight. And those winds will be either out of the west or southwest, gusting somewhere between 25 to as much as 40 kilometers per hour. We'll see a little bit more gusty winds, though, for those of you in Lab West. They'll be gusting near 60 tonight. Temperature around 6 degrees, but the coolest temperatures will be for coastal areas of Labrador. Only 3 or 4 degrees will be your overnight lows tonight. Into tomorrow, the periods of rain will continue again for most of the coastal areas of Labrador anyway, across the island. Starting cloudy, but it should turn into a beautiful afternoon with some shower chances still lingering, though, for those of you in the northern peninsula, the west coast of the island, and potentially the Avalon a little later in the afternoon. But we should see some clearing certainly into later on in the day. And then the chance of showers will move right back in for those of you in the west. But again, it is going to be humid tomorrow. Then for Labrador, essentially you're looking at showers and cloud cover sticking around. But tomorrow night, cooler air means you could see some wet snow for the north coast. Now, as far as temperatures go tomorrow, mid to upper 20s for central and eastern areas of the island. Again, those humidex values in the upper 20s, low 30s. Much cooler, though, thanks to northwesterly winds for the coast, west coast. They'll be gusting around 50 kilometers per hour. But along the south coast, nice day, 20, 22 degrees. So beautiful. Coastal areas of Labrador, though, only into the single digits. But pretty much from Lab City through to Mary's Harbour, your temperatures will be sitting between 11 and 16. And again, another breezy day with northwesterly winds near 50. We'll get into the long range forecast when I come back a little later.
Thanks, Ashley. Another milestone has been reached for the West White Rose oil field. The concrete gravity structure has arrived in the Grand Banks and was safely installed on Sunday. Cenovus says good weather conditions meant that the installation took place ahead of schedule. The topside structure is set to be put in place later this summer, with first oil expected in 2026. And we have another update in our coverage on speech-language pathology in this province. Parents of children in need of therapy say it's the child who pays the price over the lack of support before kindergarten. The CBC's Jenna Head reports.
Some kids have spent most of their lives on NL Health Services waitlist for therapy they may never receive.
My son, Rhett, is 3 years old, and it was around the time he was 18 months old that we started noticing that he had traits of autism. So we took him to his wellness check with the public health nurse, and we kind of just said hey, something is going on and we would like you to, kind of see to it.
Oak's goal was to have her son see a speech-language pathologist as well as receive an autism assessment and other services. 18 months later, they're still on a waitlist and no further ahead.
I'll phone and be like, hey, are we any closer? And they're saying, no, there's a shortage. We don't have enough people. You are on the list, but you're still nowhere closer than you were last year.
And the clock is still ticking. Oak's son starts kindergarten in fall 2027. While the education system will offer him an SLP then, she doesn't want him to go to kindergarten before receiving any care or a diagnosis. Private is an option, but it's not affordable for Oak. And for others who can afford it, private care is still not necessarily the best option. Money only goes so far, and time is limited.
My daughter is mostly non-speaking. We do have speech-language pathology, but it is private, so it does cost us money to have her in the program. We are fortunate. We have health insurance. However, it's June and our health insurance maxed last month, which means that we are now spending the money directly out of pocket.
Hickey is also taking unpaid time off from her job to care for her daughter. Her daughter will begin kindergarten in fall 2026 and will be eligible to then receive therapy through NL schools. But with just 70 SLPs servicing over 200 schools, Hickey will likely have to continue to pay for practice out of pocket.
So she may see a speech-language pathologist a couple of minutes a month, which means ultimately we're still going to have to keep our private speech-language pathologist. And she's great and we love her, but that does mean that my daughter will have to miss school and that I'll have to miss work to be able to continue to take her to these appointments when it should be available to her through the system.
Hickey feels like she's in a catch-22. She has to work for health insurance, but not work to avail the services health insurance could partially cover. Meanwhile, Oak hopes her son can be seen before she has to pinch pennies and go private. CBC News has reached out to the Department of Education and Health. They did not get back by deadline. Jenna Head, CBC News, St. John's.
Premier John Hogan spoke at Expo Labrador today. Hogan laid out a number of ways Labrador will play a major role in this province's economic future. And he also spoke about the importance of ensuring the people of Labrador benefit from the projects happening in the Big Land.
It's not lost on me that the resource that we continue to talk about, the Churchill River, is in your backyard. And with that comes an obligation of our government to ensure that Labradorians not only benefit from this development, but are protected as well. Because we have seen in the past, with economic growth, such as what came from Muscat Falls, can come potential negative social consequences. To that end, we are establishing a new community engagement process. This will allow us to provide a collaborative forum for community representatives, the government, and NL Hydro to identify all the impacts, social and economic, of the upcoming projects and what actions need to be taken in areas such as healthcare, housing, public safety, infrastructure, transportation, business development, Indigenous partnerships, and other essential services. I've also heard air access in Labrador and to the island continues to be a challenge. I've heard your concerns about the high cost of travel. So I'm here today to tell you, to help with the affordability of residential travel, our government will soon be announcing a Labrador air access program that will be available during the fiscal year of 25-26. This program will provide a discount on a negotiated basis airfares for Labrador and our Northern Peninsula residents, similar to our Labrador Grenfell Health Zone, for personal travel, and will include airports throughout Labrador, Blanc and St. Anthony.
Well, meantime, a former premier is calling for a meeting with Hogan. As we saw earlier in the show, Danny Williams donated a parcel of land to the Nature Conservancy of Canada. Well, during the announcement, Williams also took the opportunity to once again call on government to reconsider the new Churchill Falls MOU.
I have read this document dozens and dozens and dozens of times. I'm a lawyer 50 years. So I know what I'm reading and I know basically what it's all about. I also watched the proceedings in the House of Assembly. So I've heard everything that hydro officials have had to say. Having said that, I certainly would be delighted to get an invitation by the Premier for a one-on-one with the Premier to discuss this matter. Because I think I have to go directly to the decision maker on this, and the decision maker on this is ultimately the Premier and his cabinet. And I'd like to make them aware of the serious mistake that they're making in proceeding with this MOU. So that's my invitation to the Premier. Having said that, with all due respect, to the hydro officials, I've listened to and seen everything they've had to say, and I'm not convinced otherwise in the fact that this MOU should be dismantled and terminated. First of all, the price. The amount of compensation here. Quebec has to replace this. If they don't do business with us, Quebec has to replace this by their own admission at least 16 cents a kilowatt hour. We're getting 2 or less. That doesn't wash. So the money's not there. The value is not there. We're losing significant value. The term is 51 years. The term is too long. And with a long term like that, even we don't have a review clause. So there's no review clause. So we don't have an opportunity to do what was lost the last time, is to get into the courts or to have sit down with your partners and say, we have to review this now, let's get an arbitrator, let's get a fair price because things have changed. The next thing is an escalator clause or a fair market value clause. They're basically saying, Hydro-Quebec are saying that there's an escalator clause here. Well, it's not a true escalator because it's capped. So when you divide the 50 years by the kilowatt hours into what they're going to pay, which is basically $33.8 billion, it's capped off. So if there's any significant spike in fair market value during that 50 years, we have no way of getting the benefit. Final thing for now, and like I said, I've got dozens. The final thing for now is transmission. We did not negotiate any transmission rights through Quebec in this agreement. So they're basically saying to us right now, you build and pay for the transmission to get power from Churchill Falls to the border so that we can take it on our road to nowhere because we're not allowed on that road. So they didn't give us any transmission rights. So now when we get our recall power, if we don't use all of it at home, we have to basically give it back to Quebec at cost. So we have no opportunity to get the downstream value from that power. So like, these are serious issues. No transmission, no proper escalation, no review clause, too long a term, and an unfair amount of money by a long shot. The money is way off. So we've left an awful lot on the table, and like I think Bill Wells, the former chair, said, we've been taken to the cleaners. So that's it in a nutshell on the big items, but there's an awful lot of other terms in that agreement that haven't been defined yet. And God help us when they get defined. That's all I can say.
Well, and some other news now. The Paul Reynolds Centre in St. John's will reopen tomorrow. The centre has been closed since Friday after a dangerous incident where the ceiling collapsed just outside the front door. However, the city now says the main entrance has been secured and addressed, though some work will continue tomorrow. This incident was just the latest in a long line of problems at the Paul Reynolds Centre, including previous closures for a different ceiling issue as well as HVAC problems. Well, the Department of Defense is sharing more information about the antique artillery shell found near Bell Island last week. It was an explosion decades in the making, all thanks to a lucky catch by a Bell Island lobster fisherman.
Fire in 3, 2, 1, fire it.
We had seen residents all over Bell Island and in some cases Conception Bay talking about the boom. People asking, what was that boom? I mean, you were standing right next to it. How did it feel and sound to you?
It was a good boom for sure. Yeah, you could feel it a little bit, and you could probably hear it for quite a distance. It's what we would call a projectile, so possibly a naval projectile fired from a ship's weapon system. And possibly from the World War II era, just based on the history in the area. We couldn't rule out that it was or was not live, but the area that we found it in on Bell Island was a safe area to dispose of it on site. So that's what we did.
Okay, Aaron, take us to this part when you get to blow it up. I mean, how did you go about it? What do you do?
Well, it depends on the size. In this case, the projectile was big, but not too big. So we placed some of our own explosives that we brought with us to the island on the projectile itself. And then just to be safe, we covered it in quite a few sandbags just to protect the area from any of the shrapnel that could be caused from blowing something like that up. And then we drove back a safe distance with the SEMP that were on scene with us. And we used a wireless transmitter to initiate our explosives.
So once you had it going, I mean, describe for us how much power was in it. Was it impressive or what?
It was a good boom for sure. Not the biggest that we may have seen, but that may have been due to the fact that we did protect the area a bit with those sandbags as well.
Aaron, this is a high-risk job, isn't it? I mean, how did you even get into this?
It's a long story for sure. It can be high risk, but we receive a lot of great trainings.
Yeah, I bet. Thank you so much for taking care of it and making time for us.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Well, the United Church of Canada is marking its 100th anniversary this year. And in Northwest River, Labrador, the church is celebrating in style. You might even say they put a ring on it. The CBC's Andrea McGuire has more.
It's a Tuesday evening in Northwest River, and the United Church is bustling with activity.
We're having an open house, and we have displays of historical artifacts. We have pictures of the last 100 years of the church.
While the United Church of Canada is celebrating its 100th anniversary, the Northwest River United Church is turning 92, so it's just a little bit younger than Jean Crane, a 96-year-old elder from Northwest River.
I'm a little older than this church, but it was my church. I went to school here, and I'm from the other side of the river. We had to stay on this side of the river in the winter because there was no road like there is no bridge.
Along with the historical displays, which include photographs and models of the church, period costumes are laid out on pews for anyone to wear. And soon, the congregation will really start ringing in the 100th anniversary.
Depending on how many people want to ring it,
everybody does.
we're going to start with 5 times each. So Joe, you want to ring? Come on then. Jean, you want to ring? And you can ring too. Everybody can ring.
Together, the crowd rings the church bell 100 times, for every year since the United Church formed in Canada. Some people have trouble hauling down the bell rope at first, but church volunteer Joan McLean has a knack for it.
All the way down, let's slide 3 fingers. There you go, you got it. In my ancestry, actually, my grandfather rang the church bell, my father rang the church bell, and then I started ringing the church bell.
With a thriving thrift shop and food cupboard, the Northwest River United Church is definitely part of community life. Still, as volunteer Elizabeth Dawson points out, the United Church isn't without its flaws.
There's been harm done by the church in various places over the years, including here. There's still misunderstandings, but I'd like to think that we still have a mission to be God in the community, the hands and actions of God as we are led to be.
Dawson says church attendance is lower than it used to be in Northwest River, but there's something about the sound of a church bell on a Tuesday night, especially when it rings 100 times.
I think it gathers people to the church. It's getting less and less, but it's still, everybody comments on how nice it is to hear the church bell. It's fantastic.
Andrea McGuire, CBC News, Northwest River.
hockey player from this province could be among the next group of professional female players. The Professional Women's Hockey League is holding its official draft tonight. Local standout Abby Newhook is considered one of the league's top prospects this year. Newhook spent the past 4 years playing for Boston College, where she currently co-captains the team. If she does get selected, she'll be the second PWHL player from this province, behind Maggie Connors. And hockey talent, of course, runs in the Newhook family. Her brother Alex is a Stanley Cup winner. The PWHL draft starts at 8:30 Island time, 8 o'clock in most of Labrador. And Ashley, I bet you will be watching it very closely tonight because you're a big fan.
Certainly are, just in time for supper and then watch the draft. That's the plan.
Very nice. Our fingers are crossed. It's always nice when there's players from this province on those teams. It's nice watching Maggie Connors.
To cheer. I know, I love it. It's my favorite thing. It's going to be a season. 8 teams this year. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, good luck to Abby tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the weather. It's been a bit of a cool down, but things are going to be changing later in the week. Warming up again?
Yeah, so we'll warm up tomorrow and then we'll drop right down again until we get to the weekend anyway. So let's take a look at what's going on for our Wednesday evening into Thursday. So temperatures across Labrador really going to drop. So by Thursday morning, some of you could be seeing some wet snow. Do not be surprised if that happens. It shouldn't last long though, because temperatures will warm up as we head into the afternoon, and then it'll change over to showers, but certainly still the chance there through the day. And we'll see much cooler temperatures across the island portion of the province as well through Thursday. Now, we may see a few showers roll through into the afternoon, pretty much along the northeast coast, but that's about it. Other than that, later in the day, for the northern peninsula and the western portion of the island, you'll see some more chance of showers again, but you should see some sunshine in there as well. There's that drop in temperatures I was talking about. So down to the mid-teens, maybe upper teens through parts of central and along the south coast, but overall much cooler air. This is even, 15 degrees for St. John's is below where you should be sitting this time of year. And then for Labrador, there's those single digits that I was talking about towards the coast, 6 to 8 degrees. Otherwise, you'll be sitting somewhere between 11 and 12 degrees for the rest of the island for your Thursday. Now into Friday, the first part of the day will be a bit unsettled. That will be the story pretty much along the northeast coast. Now, the southwestern corner of the province looks absolutely beautiful to start the day. We'll see the chance of showers for most of Labrador through the afternoon on Friday as well. Likely seeing some peaks of sun in the afternoon, and then across the island, again, unsettled but fairly decent weather. Overall, the temperatures, though, are going to be on the cool side. 9 degrees, single digits for St. John's as our daytime high. And then for the rest of the island, somewhere between 10 to about 15 degrees. Now, overnight lows on Friday night are going to get quite chilly. So if you have put out some of your annuals, I know, or at least your flowers and some vegetables and stuff, there is a chance we may have to cover those up for your Friday night. So keep that in mind. But for the island, or for Labrador rather, single digits still for most of the coast. Nain, you'll sit around 13 degrees. Otherwise, back up into the teens, 16 to 19 degrees for Happy Valley, Goose Bay, and Lab City. Now, the long range forecast after Friday, fairly nice Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures will climb back up to about 17 degrees for your Saturday. Sunday, 22 with some cloudy periods through the day. So pretty nice weekend. You'll see the overnight lows will bump back up again, 10 to 12 degrees. Central, a little warmer, 23 to 25 degrees, and then somewhere in the low 20s for western Newfoundland. But yeah, pretty nice weekend with some sunshine in the forecast there. And then for Labrador, your temperatures will rebound quite nicely Saturday and Sunday, between 23 and 25 degrees, although you may see a few showers on Saturday for the east. And then for the west, a lovely stretch of weather there, 23 to 24 degrees for your weekend. Our weather photo today taken on the west coast, Fox Island River, and a foggy trot across the highway there for this little guy, or big guy, I guess. Kathy, thank you for that. If you have any weather photos that you would like to share with us, we'd love to see them. And you can do that by sharing them to nlphotos@cbc.ca.
Oh, thank you so much for that, Kathy. A good reminder to keep your eyes peeled when you're out on the highway, for sure, especially in those foggy conditions, because you just don't know.
Yeah, never know
what might pop out there, but great shot. Thank you so much for that. So, yeah, so tomorrow, really hot. Yeah, Friday is going to feel really cold. It's going to feel way colder than what the temperature tells us.
Absolutely. Well, considering we've been, been seeing all this beautiful weather.
Yeah, what great growing weather, too.
Everything is just exploding.
Yeah, fantastic. Love it.
Perfect.
All right, well, that's it for us. It's nice to be back. Had a little vacation, but it's nice to be back in the studio. Nice to see you. Nice
You
to see all of
too.
you. All right, that's it for us. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.
Good night.